thing is, of course, the hygiene side. And if you think of these tiny little eggs, uh, it's there are actually everywhere, and you need to be hoovering all the time. If you shake the duvet, then you're spreading the eggs all over. And as I say, it takes 6 weeks of really important hygiene. You need to make sure that your child's nails are cut right down and scrubbed, everyone using their own towel. And the best way to find out if your child is infected, if they're itching a lot in the back passages, about a couple of hours after they've gone to bed, you will see the little threadworms in pajamas and maybe on bedding. And so it is important for them to wear pants and pajamas because, of course, if they scratch during the night, and that's when the eggs are laid, then it goes into their mouth, and of course it all starts again. So it's important to make sure that they do wear pants or pajamas at the time. And it only takes about 6 weeks of really quite important hygiene to get rid of the whole infection, and that's you. So it is quite easy to do. The treatment is very easy, and the hygiene is just normal common sense. And it's about 6 weeks by the time the eggs are hatched. It's about 3 weeks, and then 2 weeks into if your child has taken it, then it's about 2 weeks through the system, so to get to the intestine. So that's why it's about a 6 week altogether until the actual treatment is through. And as I say, one treatment is enough, and if you have to, you take it in another 14 days, and that's if you feel that there are still some problems with itching. So dead easy to treat. Just ask us in the pharmacy. It will go on the minor ailments as well. Now, I took a little child back into the consulting room with the mum, and I said, now, what you need to do for Rukas is you need to steep the foot for about 5 minutes and then dry carefully. And the little girl turned to her mum and said, Mum, what's a steep? So next time I'm going to say, yeah, well, just soak the foot. And it's very, very easy to treat. It is a virus, of course, so you need to get the child to use his or her own towel. And yes, it can go around families, unfortunately. But it is, as I say, very easy to treat. We tend to use quite a strong salicylic acid product, and it means that when you are using it on the foot, make sure you mask the surrounding area. Usually suggest either cutting a hole in the elastoplast or putting Vaseline round. And so when you do treat, it's only on the verruca. So once you've dried it carefully, say you treat once and then a second time, and every night you want to pare the area down just for any dead skin. And usually most of the treatments you don't really need an elastoplast now, but so it's very easy to treat. It does take a little while to do, maybe sometimes up to weeks, but at the end of the day, it sometimes just disappears. So it's, say, very easy to treat. It's something that a lot of children have, but just come in and ask, no problem there. And of course, the dreaded head lice. Maybe if your child's very young, well, you're not thinking of that at the moment, but it's probably between about ages 4 and 10. And it's if you look at your child playing, then you'll see that they're head to head. And that's how it happens. I mean, the myths of it jumping from head to head, no, it doesn't jump, the louse. It's not in bedding. It's nothing to do with clean hair. And animals can't give it to you. So it's really not just particularly a school thing. It's the age group. And as I say, it's just sitting with our heads together playing, and it just walks from one head to the other. And this is what you do. You dampen the hair. You use the NHS comb, which we can give you free of charge, and comb onto a white piece of paper. And what we want you to do is, if there are any living lice, little moving products, then put them in a piece of sellotape, bring them to the pharmacy. And it used to be that we used very, very strong organophosphates, and we had a lot of resistance problems. But now we tend to use something called dimetacone, which is kinder, if you like, on the child's head. But also it works by, if you like, stopping the louse, feeding it, sort of suffocates it, if you like, and there isn't the same resistance. So again, it's very easy to use. You just dampen the hair and comb through, and once it's dry, you need to dry the hair carefully, apply it. Make sure you put the substance into right into the nape of the neck, behind the ears. That's where they tend to congregate. Leave it overnight and wash off, and then go through the combing again. And you do that with 1 week later as well. So it's very, very easy thing to do. And again, it's available in minor ailments. So please call in. And in this case, you don't treat the whole family, you only treat those with the head with actually live lice, which is why we like you to bring it into the pharmacy. That's the reason, to make sure you're only treating those who have a problem. So the next thing is the interview with Dr. Sarah Brown, and there is a slight technical problem with that, and I'm going to redirect you to my website now. But Sarah, just to explain about Sarah Brown, she's a specialist registrar in paediatrics. She's been working in the west of Scotland for about 10 years and worked in many hospitals, but particularly the Royal Hospital for Sick Children at York Hill. I'm just going to show you a little picture of her now. And that is, in fact, her baby, Emily. And Emily it's a little bit of a shock for Sarah, because she realised that she'd obviously been treating all these children, sick children at York Hill. And so she says that her experience of children through my work has been of some help, but nothing really prepares you for looking after a child of your own 24/7. So I'm sure many of you will agree with that out there. So Sarah will be talking particularly about temperatures, and I wanted to tell you about our particular offer actually, which is available in the pharmacy. The Omron thermometer, maybe you're needing a new one, or maybe you haven't got one for your child. It's very important to know the temperature of your child. And so what to do is just call into the pharmacy, and we have a very, very special offer for you for listening to this webinar. So please come in and see us. We'd love to see you. We've got lots of information for you in the pharmacy. And so now, if you go to our website at www.newlifepharmacy.co.uk, you'll be able to listen to the interview with Dr. Sarah Brown. Lots more information. All you do is go onto the website and click webinar, and you'll be able to listen to that. Listen to her talking there. It's really very interesting. So thanks again for Sarah Brown for taking part in the webinar. And thank you all for listening. It's been really good, and thank you for joining me today.